All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Futures Now intraday trading day. My name is Bojan Petreski, go by Bo, easy to say to remember. We'll be doing a short term Futures Now session today on our wonderful Monday morning over here for me in California. Just Oh wow, oh my God, I just realized. Okay, just to confirm, I think everybody should be able to hear me right now. I think I do see it over here on my end. Well, you know, the other stuff, I'm just, this is the intraday session for today. I don't know where this cut out and why it cut out, honestly, but we should be good now. If anything, we can always kind of get it clarified with the closed captioning. Okay, so there we go. I think we're all good now. Perfect. Okay, guys. So we are simulcasting, right? The simulcasting indicates that we are streaming to both YouTube, Facebook. Maybe multiple streams will be coming up afterwards. Now, if you are not aware of this, maybe this is something I do want to bring to your attention. That private streams, that we do have private streams that run on our website, and that link to access these private streams is right here at tradewithufos.com/live. So these private streams do not have a time restriction, unlike the public streams, which in our session, it's just going to go until we find our first opportunity. We execute it, we manage it, and then we're going to terminate the session and go into the private stream. We're going to continue into the private stream to look for more opportunities. So there might be a little bit of a video lag if there is. Um, right now, I'm looking at about 15 seconds or so, which is not bad. And of course, last but not least, do not hesitate to use the chat box. As I said, I'm looking at it on multiple places. If you have any questions or comments, definitely utilize the chat. So let's go ahead and get started. So, these are the couple of things that we are going to be looking at. What is the market environment, which if you haven't caught it already, please definitely check out the videos that we post daily now with between myself and my colleague Becky, where we look at what the market environment is like. We can take a look at some of the closed trades, which, since this is the new sessions that we're starting, we're going to be starting from today, essentially. If we don't have any open trades, that's for sure. And of course, we're going to be looking for new opportunities. That is the key thing here. We're going to identify and plan. We're going to approve or reject opportunities and ultimately get those opportunities executed. All right. Not seeing a whole lot of chatter on YouTube or Vimeo or Facebook. So, guys, without much further ado, I will go ahead and get this session started. Let's open up our platform here. We're going to be looking at the daily market climate for the short-term trading. And we're going to see where we go. If you're brand new to this, please don't be shy. Say hello. If you're a veteran with the auto UFOs, also please just let us know how it's going and so on. So here we go. I've mentioned this so many times before. I never shy away from saying it again. Following a very strict rule-based strategy, a permission-based strategy is key, in my opinion, to be successful. Um, we're looking at different markets here, right? We're looking at different climates here. There's a bunch of stuff where if you are unfamiliar with this, then this might be a little intimidating for you. But right now we're looking at the 15-minute time frame climates and the 60-minute time frame climates and the 240-minute time frame climates. What this essentially allows us is, before we even get started, is hey, I am not allowed to open a chart unless that chart is a confirmed climate, right? The market condition is correct. There we go. And on top of that, we're looking at different markets. We're looking at the euro. We're looking at the ES, the S&P, the RTY, NQ, YM, CL, GC, right? These are all markets that are extremely liquid, and they're giving us opportunities right on a daily basis. So what we're looking at is right here. We're looking at a confirmed climate that's near a sensible long or a short. In this scenario, the S&P is a confirmed down climate with a near sensible short. So what does that mean? We go ahead and pop it open. All right. And we have, oops, sorry about that. There we go. We should be all good. Okay. There we are. All right. So we do have our S&P, the March 21 contract loaded up on here. Obviously, if you're not sure which contract to trade, you should be. You can quickly open it up on barchart.com. Right now, we are seeing the S&P being in a confirmed down climate with the moving average being at 32. Oops, with the moving average being at 38.77, right? 38.77. I don't believe meets this here. Nope, it's below this UFO. No UFO here. No UFO here. Now, we are seeing quite a bit of volatility. So we're going to go ahead and get this reevaluated as it moves, because even though we don't know, obviously the first thing is right now we're essentially rejecting this opportunity because there's no UFO, right? And the auto UFOs are our basically proprietary technology that runs in the background and tells us where to enter these trades. Now, we know we should be looking for opportunities to the downside because we have a confirmed down climate, right? We have a confirmed down climate. We see the price is near the moving average. However, the permission to enter, the main driver, right, the main force behind entering in that market would be having a UFO that overlaps with that moving average. And as we see here, actually, right now I'm just going to freeze it. So 38.77.5 is where this UFO starts, and 38.78 is where this moving average is. So technically speaking, we have a permission to enter this trade, guys. I'm sorry, I caught it later. I thought, hey, there's no way, but it actually goes into 38.78. So what does that mean? That means we do have an opportunity, and our stop would have to be above 84. So let me go ahead and put this on here. So 38.77.50, which is right there, is going to overlap with the moving average. Oh, no, okay, so that was the issue too. 38.84.25. So this is an extensively large stop. So this one I would definitely not take. For sim purposes and for ability to execute the trade, you could definitely take this. But we're looking at an extensive move up. I mean, 84 to 77, right? It's a big move. It's definitely a big move. So, 7 point move up. Essentially speaking, at $50 a point, we're looking at 350 per contract, 700 for the whole trade. Definitely able to execute this on the micros, and given that it's a highly volatile market right now, it won't be such a bad idea to get in on this with the micros. Obviously, price already kind of moved away from our entry. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to consider this as an active trade, just because obviously at first sight we thought, okay, it's close enough, but not quite. We're not going to execute it. And then as it came, it actually did go into half a point into the UFO, which would have validated the trade. I should have anticipated that. So that is on me, but we're going to go ahead and continue, see if we can find another opportunity here. And it looks like the 60-minute time frame on the ES is giving us the same thing. It's always nice to know that both climates are overlapping. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that open right away. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. We do have a UFO right there that could be giving us a potential entry. Oh, no, right. This is ESH 21. I'm like, wait a minute. This picture doesn't look right. All right. So here we go. It is near the moving average on the 60 as well. Now let's take a look at this one. See, this one will definitely work. And our stop can be a small stop, actually. So 77.5 looking like it's going to work for both opportunities here. Let's see where we land here. So 80.25, so it needs to be at 80.50 to stop. Okay, and that is right before these two UFOs start. So this is a valid setup. Here we go. So we got 80.5 minus 77.5, right? So that's a 3-point stop. That's not bad at all. So we're going to put this down to 74.50. And now let's see where our final target will be. I'm sure we will have some UFOs down below. Now for the final target, right, we do utilize our auto UFOs as well for the final target, except instead of on the entry time frame, we're looking at them on the climate time frame. So if there's any confusion about that, please don't hesitate to take a look at them separately using either our YouTube channels or our courses. We definitely go into in depth as to why we utilize this on these time frames, and on the why we utilize the climate on one time frame, the UFOs on another. So this one, it looks like the final target with 38.57.75. So let's go ahead and 38.57.75, 38.57.75, right there. Boom. All right, we got our trade framed out, our setups in. It looks like we might be getting filled. Before we do that, I'm just going to take a quick screenshot because this will be getting reviewed next time we go over these trades. So 2021 0222 ES setup. And it did come a couple of ticks shy from filling us. I do hope it does get filled as we go into the session. Beautiful. There we are. All right. Now that we're in this, we're into trade management mode. Trade management mode indicates that we are very, very visual creatures. All right, so we got one, two, three candles to let this trade get to our T1, which, as we see right here, it's only 3 points away. That should not be a problem, right? Our main thing is we definitely need it to happen within these three candles because, again, we got so much going on for us, right? We got so much working in our favor. We definitely want to see a T1 get popped quickly rather than taking its time and something like this happening, right? Well, not like that because that would hit our top, but something along the lines of this happening is not what we want to see. We want to see maybe a little bit of a penetration in that UFO, a sharper drop, maybe another retest, and kind of a continuation downwards, maybe another retest, continuation downwards, and eventually maybe even get a new UFO set up somewhere here, right? And that we could utilize it to then move our stop right above it. Okay, that's the expectation. That's what we use to kind of leverage our time here, right? Because obviously your time is valuable, as is mine, and we need to be looking at this stuff and saying, all right, we need to give this enough time. Sometimes traders say, oh, you're not giving your trade enough time to breathe, to develop. Well, according to my plan, I am. I'm giving it exactly from 10:20 to 10:44. That's 24 minutes for it to do a 3-point move my way. Okay, some would say that that's a little, it might be even too much, right? Because we are seeing a new UFO form right there where we're actually expecting price to hit our T1, right? That doesn't bode so well for us, but we're going to wait and see. We're not going to do any rash decisions. We're going to let it develop. And then whatever the resolution is from this trade, that's the point where we're basically going to be looking to continue in the private stream and to see if we can find some more opportunities. I get so excited when I talk about this stuff out loud, because most of the time as a trader, you're talking about this stuff and it's kind of not in your head, but you don't talk about it out loud, so that when you do get to talk about it, you get so excited that I sometimes lose my voice. um, so there we go. I think we're looking okay on this. Let's see if we have any other opportunities. RTY looks like it's going to give us some opportunity. ES looking like it's going our way for a little bit now. Come on, ES, give us some give us a quick T1 here, so then we can just showcase how to manage this trade properly. In the meantime, I'm just gonna go open up RTY just so we kind of have it open so it loads nicely. Again, this being on a 60-minute time frame, guys, it's always going to move a little slower, obviously, because it's a bigger climate, bigger time frames, and so on. So looks like there's a big battle here between buyers and sellers. Our setup and our plan was looking like it's the right decision to make to take this trade. If it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, great again. We're going to jot it down, and that's what it is. I am hoping for price to retest this green UFO down here again and give us our T1 before it decides what it does. Because obviously that would mean that we would be, once we get the T1, risk is off, hands are off. It's a lot easier to look for other opportunities. That didn't seem to be the case, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and save this here. So 2021, 02, 22, ES exit. All right, folks. So that was the first opportunity of the week. We did have a good setup, and it was on a larger time frame, which was really nice to see. Obviously, it didn't quite work out for us over here in this scenario. But if you are joining us on the other channels, we're going to continue to look for other opportunities, essentially, and then we'll basically proceed from there. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on the public channels.